There was a time when people genuinely believed Ronda Rousey could beat anyone on the planet.
Well, what makes me so confident that I can win is I'm the greatest fighter in the world. I'm better than every other girl in every area of MMA. MMA striking is different, and I think I'm the best.
Holm is the new UFC bantamweight champion of the world!
Oh my God, unbelievable.
She was that girl at one point.
She was.
And she put us all on the map in a different way and had the old lady, the 75-year-old lady at the airport talking about MMA. So.
Yep.
Davis, good overhead right by Ronda.
And a big throwdown! Can she do it right here? It's all over! Just!
Not just in women's MMA. Anyone, champions, contenders, even some of the men on the roster. That's how crazy the hype was. She wasn't just winning fights, she was ending careers in seconds, collecting arms like trophies, and walking out of the cage like a superhero who forgot what losing even felt like. But then, reality hit. And when it hit, it didn't just knock on the door. It kicked it in, dragged Ronda into deep waters, and exposed everything. 2 fights, 2 nights. And just like that, the most dominant aura in MMA history disappeared. Ronda Rousey wasn't just a champion, she was the face of an entire division. The UFC built women's MMA around her, and for a while, it made perfect sense. She was finishing elite fighters in under a minute, talking trash with confidence and carrying herself like someone who truly believed she was untouchable. And honestly, at that point, she kinda was. But dominance creates blind spots. And Ronda had a big one. She believed her striking was evolving faster than it actually was. She started falling in love with boxing, walking forward, chin high, throwing hands like she was invincible. That confidence, that's exactly what set the stage for what came next. The first crack in the armor came against Holm. And if you know anything about Holm, you know she wasn't just another opponent. She was a world-class striker, a former boxing champion, and someone who had spent her entire career punishing fighters who walked forward carelessly. But Ronda didn't adjust. She came into that fight the same way she always did. Aggressive, emotional, charging forward like she was about to run through Holm in 30 seconds. But this time, it didn't go that way.
Holm is in trouble. She's hurt. Oh, Holly looking to finish. She's out. Holly Holm is the new UFC bantamweight champion of the world.
Oh my God.
From the opening moments, you could see something was off. Holm wasn't intimidated. She wasn't backing up in panic like Ronda's previous opponents. She was calm, calculated, moving laterally. And every time Ronda tried to rush in, she was getting tagged, clean, sharp, precise shots snapping her head back. It was like watching someone run into a trap over and over again. Ronda kept chasing. No setup, no patience, just raw aggression. And Holm just kept picking her apart, step by step, like she was solving a puzzle in real time. By the second round, it was already clear. This wasn't a competitive fight. This was a breakdown. Then came the moment. Ronda charges forward again, completely off balance, trying to force something that just wasn't there. Holm sees it instantly. She pivots and launches that head kick. Perfect timing, perfect placement.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. She's hurt. Is in trouble. She's hurt. Oh, Holly looking to finish. She's out. Holly Holm is the new UFC bantamweight champion of the world.
Oh my God.
And Ronda Rousey, the most dominant champion in the sport, goes out cold. Not dropped, not rocked, completely shut off. The kind of knockout where the body hits the canvas before the brain even realizes what just happened. It was shocking, not just because she lost, but because of how she lost. The aura was gone in a single moment. That invincible image cracked wide open. But here's the thing, one loss doesn't end a career. Fighters bounce back all the time. The real question was, how would Ronda respond? And the answer came over a year later. Amanda Nunes. Now this was a completely different kind of nightmare. Holm exposed Ronda's striking defense. Nunes? She was about to end the conversation entirely. Because Nunes wasn't just a striker, she was precision, power, and pure killer instinct. The kind of fighter who doesn't hesitate, doesn't overthink, and definitely doesn't give you time to recover once she smells blood. The fight starts. And immediately it feels different. No feeling out process, no slow build. Nunes walks forward and starts firing. Ronda tries to stand and trade, which, looking back, might have been the worst possible decision she could have made. Because this wasn't someone she could overwhelm. This wasn't someone who would break under pressure. This was someone who thrives in chaos. Within seconds, it turns into a storm. Nunes lands first, then again and again. You can actually see it happening in real time. Ronda's composure completely disappears. Her technique breaks down. Her head movement is gone. Her defense, non-existent. And Nunes just keeps unloading. Right hands, clean counters, another right. Each one snapping Ronda's head back, like the fight was already decided before it even started. It wasn't a battle anymore. It was a collapse happening in real time. Then it happens. Nunes lands another clean shot. Ronda stumbles. And the referee steps in. Fight over, just like that. Less than a minute.
And she's walking Ronda down. She tags her again.
Over and over. Amanda Nunes. Big combination.
And in that moment, it became undeniable. The dominance was over. Not fading, not declining, over. What made it even more brutal wasn't just the loss. It was how it looked. The same fighter who once ran through everyone now looked completely lost under pressure. The confidence that once made her terrifying, now it was working against her. Because Ronda didn't lose cautiously. She lost going forward. She lost believing she could still walk through elite strikers like before. And the sport had already evolved past that version of her. Ronda Rousey's story is one of the most dramatic rises and falls in MMA history. She changed the game. She brought attention, respect, and legitimacy to women's fighting in a way no one had before. That part of her legacy? Untouchable. But the ending? That's where things get complicated. Because in the span of 2 fights, the unstoppable force turned into a cautionary tale. Holm showed the blueprint. And just like that, the era of Ronda Rousey came crashing down. Not slowly, not quietly, but in 2 unforgettable nights that reminded everyone watching, in this sport, no matter how dominant you are, there's always someone out there ready to bring you back to reality.